Okay, I don't know if it's always been like this. In the past, I would have thought that these doors were openable. It's possible it's been like this for a long time, but it kind of seems like, you know, no one wants people coming in and out on this sign. It's probably part of the Pennsylvania Hospital group of buildings, but that's the first time I've noticed. And they're on two of these. It's possible that, you know, depending on foot traffic and everything, people don't want a whole bunch of riffraff. They don't want, like, stuff going on the steps. Who knows? Like this whole building, it has it on these stairs as well. I never noticed this in the past, so in my mind it's new. Bike lanes have been switched, so Spruce Street can sometimes feel like Pine, because in the you know, you always ride bikes on the right hand side, unless you're in Philly. These days they switched everything to the left hand side, so Spruce Street goes west and bikes ride on that side. But on Pine Street, normally the bike lane would be on that side because you'd be going east, but on Pine Street they flipped it to the other side. They did a lot of flipping in Philadelphia for some weird reason. I don't know if it's witchcraft to flip stuff. Flip in reverse. A long time ago when I was younger, I remember very well that I kind of slightly scratched my fingernail on the mailbox where my mom and sister and I lived, and I needed to like reverse it. You know how you, like, if you bend something back, you need to reverse it and like push it back, and that's what it reminds me of every time I think of the mailbox and my fingernail. And I'm wondering if other people feel a certain way about things going on in the city, and they have to reverse it. You have to fix it. Your life is supposed to go forward, not backward. That idea, like your bloodstream is supposed to move in one direction, not backward. You're supposed to eat, not throw up. You know what I mean? Unless you're incredibly sick or have some weird poison and you need to get out of your stomach. But that's a reversal of life, for things to go in reverse. You know, dare I say, we get into, you know, more forbidden categories of, you know, relations that people have. You're supposed to go to the bathroom and things are supposed to exit. They're not supposed to go up through certain orifices in the body. See what I mean? That's a reversal. Then you gotta reverse it back, you know, somehow. Anyway. Here we are in Washington Square Park. We're just Washington Square. This is where the Pride Fest kicked off. A couple weeks ago, so we had 2 weekends of activities. The first weekend was the Pride Fest, and that march. It wasn't really a parade. And then the No Kings protests last weekend. The Eternal Flame, Unknown Soldier. I used to take care of Chase and Jen Utley's dog and cat, Jack and Sam. They lived in the beige building back here, 210 Washington Square, West Washington Square. Sometimes I say Washington Square West, but 210 West Washington Square in that beigeish tan building. They lived in the 3-story penthouse on the southwest corner of the building, which pointed out towards the baseball stadium. So, you know, we're a long ways from the baseball stadium, but you can see down the grid, if you will. So it's kind of neat to be up there and to see straight down the grid to the baseball stadium. So they were on the top of that beige building there. Pretty neat building. Of course, Chase was here for the World Series when they won in 2008, which is a reversal, as we were talking about reversals, 1980 and 2008. So 80 and 08 is a World Series like number game of someone's epic proportional reversal system, and or reversing the curse that occurred after 1980. Who knows? Later on, and I'm guessing it was around 2016-ish, 15, 16 or so, 16, 17, he would trade off to the Dodgers. They were from California, so Jen's phone number when she texted or called showed up as Compton, which is LA basically. And anyway, they moved back to California. He played for the Dodgers and then ultimately would retire. But someone wondered if the word Dodger was like Dodge Philadelphia. Now it's time to Dodge Philadelphia. That's, I don't know if it's true or not. This is some sort of, you know, word thing that people use in their message system. The Curtis Red Rum Theater. Looks like Zap Records from Amsterdam. But red rum, of course, is the reverse of murder. So red rum is like murder spelled backwards is red rum. Of course, they broke down the word, they cut it, red and rum. The Deli, PJ Clark's, and the Atrium by Constellation here at the Curtis. Red curtains. Freaky Fridays, I guess the Murder Mystery Cabaret Theater. I walk dogs for someone who worked down here in this area. It used to be Charter High School of Art and Design, CHAD. It was actually called CHAD, like hanging chads. And CHAD became a whole thing. They changed it, they got rid of that charter school, and now it's, I don't know what it is. It's Stuckman School. We got new blacktop here, so you can see the sealant is still sort of drying, or that's just the way it looks for a while.